So without any further ado, are you there, Michael?
Hi, Kingsley. Yes, and it's a pleasure to be on the call tonight, and thank you for everybody who's made the time to be on the call, but especially thank you for you for being here and sharing with us.
How important is health, and how have the Yoli products helped you? What do you say to somebody who, who really wants to get in better shape and doesn't really know how to get started?
Well, Kingsley, you've probably hit on something that is something of a real passion of mine, like the personal development is, but even the personal development, it's to have the motivation to be able to do it. And I can see you've put up some pretty horrible photos of me there on the screen. And the bottom line is I'm in extremely, extremely poor health in this photo, not due to wanting to be, not due to anything other than I'd been in an accident. And, one thing had led to another, and, I'd had an injury that was a very severe injury, which left me on crutches for a long period of time. And then all the associated, things that happen to you, when you've been in an accident, they use all these chemicals on you in hospital to, make sure that you survive what you've been through, yet that takes a toll on your body. And then, not being able to exercise because as your blood pressure rises, then the pain's too high. So going a couple of years without being able to exercise was a very difficult point in my life. And like you can even see in that photo, if you're on this call, that my hands are curled back. I'm looking like I'm in extreme pain, and I am. My body's extremely acidic. I'm not in very good shape at all, and I needed to get my life back, and Yoli was the answer. And then right beside it, you'll see me in another photo, and I'm back into good shape again. And I'm standing next to Susan Moss. That's who actually put this photo up, because she's also a little bit larger there in that first photo, and she's looking fantastic in the second photo. So, congratulations to her on her journey too. And there's been so many inspirational stories in Yoli about that. And like even today, it just amazes me. I was watching this thing on, there's the world news here, and they were talking about Michelle Obama being the first African-American, first lady, and the inspiration she's trying to create with the African-American children in America because of the obesity epidemic. But that's just one segment of the population. It's just not in the African-American children. And they're trying to force these things where they're doing 20 minutes of exercise in school a day, and they're talking about trying to, tax sodas and that sort of thing. Well, I'm not for a nanny state. I don't think that we should dictate to anybody what to do. What we need to do is we need to educate people so that they can make good informed decisions. You know what I mean? And that's why, companies like Yoli are going to lead the charge, because we are educating people to make a different choice. And you can see that, they segued straight from that into the obesity epidemic that's plaguing Mexico. And you're seeing these people everywhere where they're pretty much eating themselves to death. Now, you can also be a skinny person and not healthy. So it's not just about, weight, but it's about what you eat. And I think that's one of the biggest things. And, as a lot of people know, I've been traveling throughout Southeast Asia for the last, 15 odd years. And the biggest thing that I'm seeing happen is as these countries develop and as they become more wealthy, they're becoming more unhealthy. They're becoming more and more plump. The children are getting more plump, and I'm watching what they're eating, you know what I mean? Because we're in the same hotels, we're in the same restaurants, and I'm watching the choices that people make, and the choices that they make is sugar and flour. And instead of, going for good lean protein and the things that they need to be educated on. So I can see that, when people say to me, look, why are you, you're in this company, it's, network marketing, they've got a finite amount of people they can bring in. it's just not true. You know what I mean? I can walk into any room and start a conversation with just about a person who would like to transform their body. I can start a conversation with somebody who would like to transform their finances. You know, so, but getting back to the health and fitness, you know, that's something that's always been very important to me, to my own core values, yet life got in the way of that. And that's the result of that picture is, you know, I was working too hard. I was working too many hours. I was in too many, you know, I had too many projects on the go. I wasn't sleeping properly. And, you know, I had an accident and ended up looking, you know, 10 times worse than I'd ever looked in my entire life, felt like I'd been hit by a truck. And, you know, you have lots of things that happen to you when you're out of shape, you know what I mean? Like your body really pains. And so I can tell you nothing feels good than feeling good. And, you know, even when people say to me, you know, Michael, we haven't got time to be looking at, you know, things like Yoli, I go, well, you know, you need to educate yourself. You need to start looking after your own health, because you take away your health, you might, because I deal with a lot of wealthy people, and I say, you take away your health and what do you got left? You know, I've had the honor of meeting some billionaires in the world, and some of them I wouldn't trade my life or anybody's life for them because of their physical condition that they're in. All the money in the world can't buy them health. So it's something that you need to educate yourself on. You need to educate your children. And sadly, it might be that you have to educate your parents as well, because, you know, it's not their fault that they didn't learn, you know, what was the right foods to eat, you know, what's, you know, how can they prevent different things that are happening in their life, you know, with health challenges that they have. So, you know, if you're the person who's listening to this call, it may be up to you to save everybody that you love by teaching them about health and the right foods to eat. And, you know, that's something that I love about Yoli too. You know, we have our products to give people a choice, and then we have the Better Body system, which also gives people a choice to eat the foods that they love. And that's what it's about. It's about having choice. And, you know, you have the choice right now to listen to what I'm saying and go, look, I don't agree with what Michael's saying. Or you have the choice to go, I need to look into this further because what he's saying makes a lot of sense.
This has been Yoli's founder and Chief International Officer, Michael Prichard. Michael, you're amazing. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.